Have you ever imagined the true power of having the mind of Christ? Not just knowing his teachings, but actually thinking as he thought. Acting with absolute faith, seeing opportunities where others see obstacles, staying calm in the storm, and never backing down from a challenge. Napoleon Hill taught that everything begins in the mind. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And if that mind is shaped after the pattern of Christ, success becomes not just an ambition, but an inevitable destination. To have the mind of Christ is to think with clarity, purpose, and faith. Jesus never doubted the mission he was given. He knew who he was, why he came, and where he was going. Hill taught that definite purpose is the first step toward success. Just as Christ lived with purpose, you must discover and pursue your purpose with intensity. A man without purpose is like a ship without a rudder adrift. A man with purpose is unstoppable. The mind of Christ means discipline. He rose early, withdrew to pray, resisted temptation, stayed focused. Hill believed that self-discipline is one of the foundations of success. Great achievements require mastery over thoughts, emotions, and impulses. If you want to be great, you must first conquer yourself. Just as Christ overcame the wilderness, you must overcome yours. The battle begins in the mind. Christ didn't allow himself to be influenced by negative voices. He kept his thoughts aligned with heaven. Hill warned about the importance of your mental environment, who you walk with, what you listen to, what you focus on. Surround yourself with positive and uplifting minds. Just as Jesus carefully chose his disciples, choose wisely who walks with you. Your mind is your garden. Plant faith, uproot doubt. Jesus visualized the outcome before any miracle took place. He saw the blind seeing, the lame walking, the dead living. Hill called this creative imagination, the ability to see with the eyes of the mind what doesn't yet exist physically. You must develop this inner vision. Seeing is believing. No, believing is seeing. When faith guides your vision, nothing is impossible. Christ was never a prisoner of circumstance. He walked on water, calmed storms, multiplied resources. Hill taught that those who control their minds control their environments. The true leader doesn't surrender to external chaos because they have mastery over their inner world. Your mind is your kingdom. Rule over it with authority. The outer world changes when the inner world is transformed. Faith was Christ's fuel. He never hesitated. He acted with conviction. Hill said, "Faith is a state of mind that may be induced by autosuggestion and repetition." That means faith can be cultivated, trained, strengthened. Use words of power, feed on the word. Declare victory even when everything looks contrary. The mind of Christ operates by faith, not by fear. Jesus made decisions with wisdom and speed. Hill emphasized that indecision is the greatest thief of opportunity. Having the mind of Christ means deciding with purpose and confidence. When opportunity comes, you must be ready to say yes or no without hesitation. Hesitation is born of doubt, and where there is doubt, faith weakens. Decide, act, and move forward. Persistence marked Christ's life. He didn't quit in the face of criticism, betrayal, abandonment, pain, or the cross. He endured to the end. Hill defined persistence as the ability to keep going after failure. If you want eternal results, you need divine persistence. Success is not for the weak, but for the consistent. Persevere as Christ persevered. Christ never feared thinking big. He came to save the world, not just heal a town. Hill taught that thinking big is a duty for those who want to make an impact. Dream on a higher level, not out of pride, but out of purpose. When your mind aligns with Christ's thoughts, your vision expands. You will see far, speak with power, and walk with boldness. Christ's compassion was his greatest strength. Hill said true success is not selfish. To love, to serve, to care for others builds powerful connections. People don't follow ideas, they follow examples. To have the mind of Christ is to lead with love, not fear. To inspire, not control. To influence, not dominate. Real success transforms lives. Christ had an intimate relationship with the Father. He prayed constantly, sought guidance, walked in tune with the Spirit. Hill reminded us that power comes from contact with infinite. Intelligence, prayer, meditation, inner stillness, these connect you to divine wisdom. The mind of Christ is spiritual. It doesn't just seek answers in the external, but in the eternal. Christ knew when to speak and when to remain silent. Hill spoke about emotional control. If you don't control your tongue, you don't control your destiny. Respond with wisdom, not impulse. React with strategy, not anger. The mind of Christ is stable, firm, and serene. It doesn't panic in chaos. It brings peace to the chaos. Christ used parables, symbols, stories. He knew how to communicate. Hill emphasized that clear communication is vital to success. Knowing how to convey ideas is an indispensable skill. Learn from Christ. Speak with purpose. Speak with empathy. Speak to transform. Your voice can open doors or close them. Use it as Christ would. Christ did not conform to the system. He created a new one. Hill taught that great leaders don't follow trends, they create them. To have the mind of Christ is to break patterns, shatter limitations, challenge conventions. You are called to be salt and light, not shadow and imitation. Be original. Success belongs to those who dare to be different. Christ delegated, trained, and developed leaders. Hill believed in the power of the mastermind, a group of minds united by a common goal. Just like Christ and his disciples, build a group of support and action. No one grows alone. The mind of Christ values collaboration. You are not stronger alone. You are stronger together. Christ faced the cross with courage. He knew it was necessary to go through it to reach the glory. Hill taught that the greatest challenges come before the greatest victories. If you're facing a cross today, know that it's not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. Every pain has a purpose. The mind of Christ sees beyond suffering. It sees resurrection. Christ rose again. He conquered death. That is a symbol that nothing can stop a mind connected to the divine. Hill said, "There is no such thing as permanent failure for the man who never quits." Your mind aligned with Christ can overcome any tomb, any stone, any sentence. You were made to rise, to be reborn, to start again. You are not small. You just think small. To have the mind of Christ is to see your heavenly identity, Hill urged. Us to change the way we think, to change the way we live. The external world reflects the internal one. Change your mind, change your life. Think with faith. Speak with authority. Act with courage. You were made in the image of something far greater. Spiritual success is the foundation of all true success. When your mind aligns with Christ, you stop chasing and start attracting. You stop surviving and start living. The mind of Christ is not only for prayer, it's for action. It's not only for heaven, it's for now. Rise up. Think like Christ. Live like a winner. You were born to make an impact.